Hello, my name is Stephen Alf and welcome to part 8 of a 12-part wrap-up. Today we will be covering the books I read in the month of August. So let's start with some stats for the month of August. So I read 5 books in a total of 1,211 pages. So yeah, let's see what the books were. So the first book was The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. So I found this book very interesting. I really got into the writing style of the author. The next book is this one, Ready Player One. So I read this with Little Book Club, which is Little Book Owl's book club on Goodreads, and I didn't know what to think at first because I'm not very much into sci-fi. It was brilliant. It's one of my favourite books of the year. I loved it. Not something I expected because it's just different from what I usually read, yeah. And I really got absorbed by the way it was organised and storyline. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So next book is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. So loads of people read it. Everyone read it. I finally got to reading it. It wasn't bad. I didn't think it was exceptional though. It was interesting, I liked this storyline. Let's move on to the next book. The next 2 books are actually in the same series. So they're by 2 French authors. They are written by Eric Lhomme, but the series that they're part of was a series that was thought up by Eric Lhomme with Pierre Bottero. So the books are Ce qui dort la nuit and Car nos cœurs sont tentés. They're 2 very interesting books, very easy to read, just around 200 pages I think, so they're quite short, and I found them very interesting to read. The basic story is this agency that protects us people from these, well, creatures that would be abnormal, and it's very interesting how they do so, and they use these people that, well, they're different to us because they have powers kind of in a certain way. So say someone who can use their will to change your own, someone who could jump from a building and not break any bones, and so on. And so I thought it's a very interesting series. So the 2 books I read, I believe, were books 6 and 7 in the series. Not sure though. So the series is called A comme association, and it's definitely a series that I would recommend. But I believe it has not been translated into English, so I recommend to anyone who would like to read them in French. They're quite easy to read, so even if you are doing French as a foreign language in school, it's something you could attempt, I believe. So that's the 5 books that are that month, and so yeah, let's move on to my reading progress for the readathon. So the readathon been going pretty well. I finished this book just earlier on, like an hour ago at most, and the ending. The next book comes out next year, and I want it now. It's really good. Then I also read a book that I didn't have on the list. I read The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells, because when I was going through the books I read in the month of August, when I saw H.G. Wells, I was like, I started The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells, but I haven't finished it yet. So I ran back to that and finished it, and that didn't take long. It was brilliant. I didn't enjoy it as much as The Time Machine, but it definitely has an interesting side to it. I also picked up a short story by Jack London called To Build a Fire. Now this short story is quite weird as well. Interesting to read though, and I have picked up another story by H.G. Wells to be the final book of the year, so I'm really hoping to finish that in the next 24 hours. I hope you have a great day. Bye.